WGQ. Fellow human beings, welcome, greetings to all. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday to continue our journey of expansion, consciousness, awareness, health, well-being, and discernment. Identifying what is navigating through the chaos that seems to be upon us. First, a heartfelt congratulations to that's accompanying that. There is something very human and sovereign about taking control of our destiny and to offer the most valuable assets of what it means to be human, your health and well-being, to another simply because they feel it is for your good, can have dire consequences, and we are starting to see them. So you will also notice that the energy that we anticipated, that as the summer comes in, things are going to get hot, 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 and we are getting into that hot space. The calls for freedom are starting to increase. Recognition of sovereignty is starting to become more embedded. And this choice that all humanity now needs to make is upon us. This choice, where do you stand? Do you stand for freedom? Do you stand for your own freedom? Do you have sovereignty over your health? Do you have sovereignty to reflect on their worldview? So, as we begin our growth spurt in this summary days, in which we are moving from frustration and anxiety and confusion to action, to doing something, to acting, to bringing what's within, to allowing the energy to move and calling it out, is we're just quiet and none of us raised a voice, then would the slavery have ended? Would the genocides that this moment? Only if we as human beings, fellow individuals sharing the same life, stand up and call that which is cruel, that which is uncompassionate, that which is unjust, we call it out. We are now there. This is the reclamation of our sovereignty. And sovereignty does not come easy. Sovereignty does not come easy. Sovereignty comes with sacrifice. Sovereignty comes with much backlash. So you will notice that at the moment, you are just not allowed to question the narrative, just not allowed. And this, anything that is prevented from being questioned and doesn't stand up to scrutiny can't be the truth. That's all there is to it. So this whole combination of factors have brought us to this incredible place now of human beings having to make those decisions which influence their health, their well-being, their freedom, and the way of life that they need to create. So that, we're in the second summer now of what was instigated a year ago. And so now the opportunity arises for us to look at the new paradigm and to say, all right, let me focus on things I have, let me focus on do. And they're very small bits, it could things that I can do. It could be listening to music. It could be going out for a walk. It could be doing a bit of gardening. It could be sitting, taking photographs of all the wonderful life that we are surrounded by. These little moments of joy that will change the frequencies around us. So, going back to some of our previous sessions where we've started identifying how the human may be defining themselves, or the future humans may be defining themselves, based on both experience and science, right? Science in itself is not enough. Experience in itself, created by objective observation, is perhaps the best way to move things forward. So we see the human being is composed of no longer this objective, separated object that just happened to just pop, to be separated. We are a product of another. You and I are the products of our parents. We are, as much as we'd like to see ourselves as independent, we are not actually independent in the slightest. In fact, if we begin to now look at the human structure, we begin to recognize that the human structure is at least 5 different interrelated layers. There is the physical layer, the physical, gross layer, the layer that is a reproduction of the food that you eat. Food that you eat is converted into the layer of the solid, all that is solid, the nails, the teeth, the bones, the skin. And this solid layer is constantly being shedding and is constantly being renewed, constantly. And the proof of that is once you were a little embryo in your mother, and today you're here, and every moment you are growing, every moment much of your cells are dying, and every moment new cells. And this is the level of the breath. And at the level of the breath, we realize that the breath flows, not that you are breathing, but the breath breathes through you. If there is a you as such, this objective, well, I wouldn't say objective, but this form, let's call it that. So the breath is constantly moving. And this idea that you can, so the breath that you have now, within 24 hours, 16 hours, will be around the other side of the world. So this idea that there is this variant that jumps from one place to another, with regarding the current propaganda, you can see that even that narrative doesn't quite hold water. Then the third layer that we go into is the layer of the mind. Now, the mind layer is separate from the breath layer and separate from the gross layer, the solid layer. So how do we know that there is a mind, the mind layer, the fire layer? The fire layer is through thought, through nervous impulses, sensations, and body heat. We realize that there is this fire element within us as well. Then we have the water element. Now, the water element is the element that is your saliva, your aqueous fluids in your eyes, plasma, everything that is liquid within you is the liquid layer. So we've had the solid layer, we've had the gas layer with the breath, we've had the fire layer with the fire and the body heat, and now we're coming to the water layer. And the water layer in itself is being renewed constantly. And the water layer is independent of the breath layer, is independent of the solid layer. It is independent of the fire layer. Yeah. So then we come to the space that we as form occupy. Now we may consider ourselves to be separate from that which we surrounds us, but this is not true. In fact, everything, the breathing, the water, the food, the space, everything envelopes us and interacts with us. In fact, we are embedded in reality as a happening. The happening is a continuous change that is taking place at our physical level, at our breath level, at the liquid level, at the fire level, and the space. And the space level, which started as an embryo in the womb, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it begins to recede. It's the same wave. So this understanding of what it means to be human will allow us to let go of this ego trip we're on, of trying to hold on and control everything. The very thing that you feel that you are in control. My friends, you can't stop your breathing. You can't stop your heart rate right now. You are not the one that's enabling you to move into the next day. All of this is a happening. This realization allows us to recognize this universal cosmic unfolding change that is continuous and has a structure to it, has a pattern to it, has an intelligence to it, and seems to have a direction. Then we realize and we find some level of comfort and recognition that there is that which we are at our innate nature, our absolute nature, which is no different from that cosmic will itself, which is no different from what you may call the source. And our meditations that we have been introducing have been for us to experience, we learn theoretically. So for us to experience that when I go beyond all these layers, what is left? When I go beyond the gross body and the psychological subtle body, and I go beyond the sleep body, then what is left? And meditation allows us to access that part of us voluntarily. Unlike sleep, where we access this part of bliss, non-duality, but in a state of ignorance, innocence, not knowing. We don't know we're asleep until we wake up. So with meditation, we know we're in that space when we are in that space. And this gives rise to a fourth state of consciousness that we as humanity have the capacity to develop. This is called Turiya. It is called the fourth state. It is what we may consider to be an insight. When people speak about enlightenment, when people speak about a non-dual experience, unified experience, experience in which they lose the sense of self, they lose time. Turiya represents some of that. But Turiya is more than that. Turiya has a deep sacred dimension to it as well, which kind of infused in all of that. So through meditation, we can then move into this voluntary space, and that's what we're going to do. So with experience and understanding, we can test the model. So we will go through our body scan today, and we will go in our 5 layers. And within those 5 layers, we will try to deconstruct our sense of self through the experience we're having. So it's not an intellectual exercise, but a recognition which will take you from one part to another, to another, to another, to another, and so on and so forth. So here we are at the start of June. So before I go into the meditation, I'll just recap where we feel and anticipate where things are moving now. This energy of renewal, of freedom, of calls of freedom, protest, all of this will increase, will become more prominent. Yet at the same time, there will be more restrictions, more liberties and freedoms that are distorted and taken away, and there will be this tension that will keep growing from now onwards. However, the important thing is to remember that the narrative is no longer black and white. It has been now undone in many ways, and each and every person has the right to and take the action that they want to take. It's immaterial, whether you pro, post, the narrative makes no difference. It is The time has come for humanity to see where it stands. Are you going to be a genetically modified human being, or are you to be an organic human being? The choice is yours. We all know where GMO leads, so the choice is yours. And allow yourself to make the choice based on your innate wisdom, and not on intellectual fantasizing. And don't believe all the hype that's there. Look at that which has been here for thousands of years, as it has stood the test of time. The stuff that's going on around us will not stand the test of time. And one last thing that I think I need to leave. It's only after the event that you realize the magnitude of the event. It's only after the atrocities in World War II that we realize the magnitude of the Holocaust. It was only after the Rwandan genocides, which the French are now apologizing for. Incredible that you can wipe out a whole population and then somehow, by apologizing, try and make it right. But hey, such is life we live in. And so it's only after the Rwandan genocide we realize the magnitude of the change there. And as we approach the 6th of June, it's only after what happened in 1984 in Amritsar that we realize the size of the genocide that the people of Punjab in particular and the Sikh community had to actually endure. And we're finding the same now in people in Namibia. Germany government has now decided that they are sorry, and they'll pay 1.3 billion euros to apologize for forgiveness. So what we are looking through now, it will only be after the event we will judge the magnitude of the event we were in, And the question is very simple. Let us move on, my friends and fellow human beings. So your posture, make sure. So as we develop our awareness over time, we also develop this capacity. Your eyes are closed and your mouth is closed. Comes in. What's going on in the body? Let's look at the sensations. So if you use a little hula hoop above your head and just allow this hoop to come down, you will notice that there are sensations. Just become aware of them. Try and get a sense of your whole body if you can. And if you bring your focus to anything in your body that's dominant, a tightness, an ache, a pain, an itch, and then take your focus towards your thoughts. What kind of thoughts are you having or have been having? So this is just a quick check-in. Where am I right now? What kind of thoughts have I or am I having? And then bringing your focus towards your chest. Ask yourself, how do you feel? Just feel calm, feel anxious, feel unsettled, feel settled. And let's put a fourth element in this today. Moving your focus towards your heart. How connected do you feel with yourself? Or whatever that word connection means. Is there a sacred, spiritual dimension that you can measure within yourself right now? Is there a measurement of sacredness? Of just simply living? just a measure? Or is life a chore? Is life a drag? Right now, as you breathe in, bring your focus now to the seat you're on and allow yourself to notice how you're supported. So if you were to relax completely, you're not going to fall, you're not going to go anywhere. You're held in place. And it's important to remember that you're always held in place. Notice the sensations where your body makes contact with whatever you're sitting on. Bring your focus to your hips. Move it down to your thighs. Sensing your thighs. And then from your knees, moving your focus gently down your legs towards your ankles. And then from your ankles, notice your feet. And from your feet, notice the soles of your feet. Bringing your focus back to whatever you're sitting on. Not back. Does it feel straight and upright? If not, gently straighten it. Relax your shoulders, pull them back. Bringing your focus up gently towards your lower back. What sensations are there? Then as you breathe in, bringing your focus up to your middle back, to the shoulder blades, and then from your shoulders, moving your focus down to your elbows. From your elbows, moving it to your wrists. And then notice the hands. Notice the fingers. Bringing your focus now to your eyes. Notice that your eyes are gently shut. You're not straining. Notice the darkness or whatever you can see behind your eyelids. And as you breathe out, allow your eyes to relax, to soften. Moving your focus now to your mouth. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Moving your focus to your roof of your mouth. Notice the sensations. And as you breathe out, relaxing your face. On the next breath in, becoming aware of your body as best as you can. And now scanning the front of your body. So notice the skin on the face. Notice the teeth. And as you go through your body, notice that the bones, which are just as solid as your teeth and your nails, hold your body on the surface of your body, becoming aware of the solid element of your being. Notice the sensations. Sensations on the surface of your face. sensations across your body, sensations on your forearms, sensations on the surface of your hands and fingers. Okay? The solid element of our body. Slow, deep breath in, hold and relax. And now we bring our focus beneath our nose and begin to watch the breath. Notice that the breath moves in and out of the body all by itself. Notice that the breath is unseen as it is the gas. Air fills you up, carbon dioxide comes out. Notice that. A type of air comes into the body, is transformed, and a new type of air goes out of your body. Notice that the breath changes in temperature, comparing the in-breath with the out-breath. Notice that the out-breath flows out by itself. In fact, you don't have to do anything. And the out-breath simply flows itself out. See if you can follow that all the way to the end. Deep breath in, hold, and relax, letting go of the air layer as we move our focus inside our mouth, becoming aware of the saliva. And this saliva connects you to all the liquid that exists in your body right now. Liquid in your tear ducts, liquid across your eyes, liquid inside your eyeballs. Every drop of blood, every drop of sweat, every drop of plasma that fills your body, as your body is at least 80% water. See if you can become aware of the fluidity within your body. Just a sense of the fluid as a way of connecting to it. Deep breath in, hold, and relax. Coming back to your breath. And now we begin to notice the sensations in our body. Not on our body, but within our body. Notice as the breath comes in, the stomach gently expands. And as the breath goes out, the stomach gently contracts. as the breath comes in, there are sensations that accompany the movement of your stomach. See if you can notice that. The sensations that accompany your breath coming in and out of your body. Notice that these sensations can only also be felt on the back. Becoming aware of the various sensations within your body, where your body makes contact with your chair, sensations that are brought in and out with the breath, within your body. The fire element. Notice regulates itself with the fire element, connecting to the fire element through sensations. Deep breath in and release. Letting go of that element, coming back to your breath. And on your next breath out, bring your focus to your whole body as best as you can. Becoming aware of the whole sense of your body. The space your body occupies. The space that is located here and now. Get a sense of your body and the volume, the space that this body occupies, as best as you can. Just sensing the body by itself can give you this sense. Your face against the atmosphere in front of you, your arms, your torso, your legs, all in immediate contact with all that's around you. The space. Deep breath in, hold and relax. And once again, on your next breath out, expanding your awareness, becoming aware of your whole body first. This is a space of your physical body. What space does your awareness occupy? On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Allowing your awareness to move deep into the silence. find when we move beyond the space, when we move beyond fire, the liquid, the air, and the gross. For we are silence. We are the formless that take form moment by moment. Notice the qualities of your experience as best as you can. Gently bringing your focus just beneath your nose. Sitting with your breath. Notice how limitless, infinite, timeless this moment is. Eternally now. Take a moment to give thanks for taking this time out to yourself, to connecting with yourself. And when you connect with yourself, you connect with the whole. And you connect with each and every one that participates in this moment. So thank you. When you hear the bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and then in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time. Thank you. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Know that you're safe. Know that you're well. Know that you're blessed. And know that when you stand alone, the whole stands with you. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be safe. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह